Hello, everybody. This is Julie D. from NordoniaHills.news, and I'm talking today with Anne Berardinelli.
Berardinelli.
Oh, see, I knew I would get it wrong.
That's okay, everybody does.
I know. It's like that happens to me too. And you are, well, you actually wear many hats. One of your hats is you are the Nordonia High School girls tennis coach.
I am.
And you're also an 8th grade science teacher at the middle school.
I sure am.
So let's talk about tennis. What is your background in regards to sports?
For tennis, I played at Magnificat High School, which at the time in the 90s was considered like a powerhouse tennis program. It's still considered to be pretty competitive. I played alongside several state champions, worked for the Ohio Coach of the Year. I played competitively for USTA tournaments. Had the opportunity to play in college, but decided against it. And then when I started teaching in Nordonia, coaching position came open, so I did start to coach tennis. In the early 2000s, then I had children and stayed home and sort of put coaching by the wayside, but then getting back into it now, and I couldn't be more excited. Just love the game. So that's my background for tennis.
Well, that's great. So this is new, right, for you to be the coach of the girls tennis?
I'm done JV. I have coached at the high school, yes.
Okay.
So it's not it's been a couple years in between, but yes, I have coached at the high school.
Oh, well, that's great. So let's keep on the tennis theme for now. What changes have you had to make because of COVID?
Quite a few. Social distancing at every aspect of the game. When the girls come in, we do the COVID checks. So we take temperatures, we ask them questions about sore throat, shortness of breath, if they've been exposed. Once we check them in, they get their social distance spot on the court. I'm sorry, outside the court. We've got like little X's down. The girls will stay there. With their water breaks, they do the same. Masks on unless we're practicing or warming up or conditioning. The matches is where we see the biggest difference. Each girl gets 2 tennis balls, and we handle them with gloves, and we have to write on the ball which team is using them. We offer hand sanitizer in between each court. Only the home match can change the scorecard. So there are quite a few things that we're doing, but the girls are handling it like amazing. I thought it'd be an issue, but they're doing so good. It's like they're just used to it. So, but they're doing great.
And there's a new place for spectators now?
There is, yeah. Typically they would just sort of watch alongside what the girls are, sort of in between the tennis courts and the football field, but now we have them on the other side. I believe it's the south side of the courts over by where the grass is. So yeah, they've been spectating over there.
And the day I was there visiting, I mean, that was shaded, so that was nice.
Yes, that is the nice thing about that area for spectators. It is shaded for sure.
And I must say, when I visited, I brought my friend Lance, and got the picture of you guys, social distancing.
Yeah. Yes,
the girl
here. Yeah, and even on the bus, I have sort of staggered. So on the left side of the bus, we start with seat 1. On the other side, we do seat 2. So it's like every other. And there's really no time, they don't have the opportunity to socialize and hang over the seat, but they're all bringing their summer reading books and Spanish work, whatever they're sort of doing over the summer, because that's their only choice. That's, I guess, a good thing. Like, even on the bus ride, we have to be.
Exactly. So how many students do you have on the roster?
We have 22 girls on the roster this year. We've got 8 full-time varsity. We have 2 that sort of going back and forth between JV and varsity. And then we have, again, between 12 and 14 on the JV roster. It just depends on, every team's a little different. Twinsburg has a slightly larger JV crew, where Howland, we played the other day, only had 7. So it just sort of depends on who we're playing.
So have any of because I think Cuyahoga County has maybe limited some of their sports, did that impact your schedule at all?
The only impact we've had so far has been Normandy from Parma. That match was canceled. And we are finding that some of the teams are not wanting to do as much exhibition tennis, so which would be like past the 7 JV girls. If there's extra, they'll get some experience, more for our freshmen. And some of the schools are finding that that's just not feasible in terms of tennis balls. We're going through like twice the amount of tennis balls we normally do. So that's the only impact, I would say, is the number of girls are allowing play exhibition. And Parma so far is the only Cuyahoga County one we've been in.
And they were able to add another game.
We were able to add Brunswick in lieu of that.
Well, that's good. So you're really going to be playing the same amount of games.
We are, as of right now, still at that 21. Yeah.
How many seniors do you have?
We have 3 seniors this year. Yeah.
Oh, that's not a big group.
It's not. We have a decent amount of rebuilding this year because we did lose 5 seniors. So we are starting to do that rebuild, which is the sort of phase that I think we're in right now. But yeah, we did lose 5 seniors last year. We have quite a few juniors right now.
Well, let's switch over to your teacher's hat.
Mhm.
You actually won the superintendent's award this year.
I did. Yes, I did. Yeah, sort of like most teachers feel it's sort of like the Oscars. It's quite an honor. We don't go into teaching expecting to be recognized, but when you've made an impact on a student's life and they remember it 4, 5, 6 years later, it's something you don't forget. So yeah, I did.
Well, tell me about some of the other things you do there at the school, because I know you're advisors for a couple of committees.
Yeah, I'm team leader for what was known as Team Cyclone. I do believe we're changing names this year. I'm the 8th grade class advisor. I am yearbook advisor and the coach at the high school. So yeah, wear many hats at the middle school.
Well, as you know, a lot of the teachers do. I mean, it's a great crew there at the middle school. And what about the changes in your classroom due to COVID?
I have not been into my classroom since March, but from what I'm understanding, they are limiting, they're changing, if you had tables, they're turning them into desks. The social distancing between the desks. And I know in terms of the middle school, we're the only building that's got stairs. So, in terms of flow and whatnot, that'll be different. I know they're changing the cafeteria. They used to have like the little circle seats for each table. They're changing that to make it easier to be social distance. But I haven't been in my classroom yet. I'll see Monday what it looks like. But we are told to make sure that we don't have a lot of personal effects, things that can't be wiped down as easily. I've been teaching science for 20 years, so my classroom was packed with stuff. So I imagine a lot of that's probably gonna have to come home. I did bring my science or my why is it science tank? My fish tank home from my science room, just because again, just the more I can bring home and less they have to clean. So, but we'll see Monday. But I know again the social distancing I usually do with my science classroom. There's 6 tables and 6 groupings of 6. Sorry, what it looks like. I don't know.
Right. And then obviously right now, Nordonia is on the hybrid schedule. So students will only be, there 2 days and then another group will come in the other 2 days. What are the days of the week that's working? How's that working?
So one group comes Monday, Wednesday, another group comes Tuesday, Thursday, and then they are all remote on Friday. But teachers are there Monday through Friday.
Well, that's definitely going to be different. And I know with the high school and Lee Eaton, the lockers are limited. Are they limiting lockers in the middle school?
For what I understand, yes, the students will not be receiving a locker. Yeah, they'll be carrying items with them.
And I think if there's dire circumstances, and I think band students, it's a little different.
I would imagine, yeah, I would.
Yeah. But I can imagine there's probably more online learning and less huge binders for the kids to carry around, because that's always a reason to switch to a locker,
Yeah, interesting point. I was just looking yesterday at doing, I myself the students keep a science binder, so for like labs and bell work and things like that. So I'm going to look to do sort of a hybrid myself. So there's a lot of really good online binders. So that was sort of something I'm going to explore. So yeah, digitally they're going to have to be much more put together for sure, teachers and students.
Yeah, I mean, because before they would have these armful of books and they would have to, they wouldn't even be able to get them all in their backpack.
Yeah, definitely. So I would imagine a lot of teachers are going to go as digital as physically possible. And, I know a lot of kids don't like it. I do a lot of digital stuff with science, and they'll beg, they want a paper copy and they like to have that piece of paper in front of them. And when appropriate, we'll try to do that this year, but I would imagine it's going to be a lot digital. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Well, everybody appreciates everything that's being done, and you wear many hats, and you're on the tennis court, you're in the classroom, and I know everybody appreciates all the hard work and all the hours that teachers put in, and a lot of teachers like you wear a lot of hats, and so anyway, I just want to thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you. No, it's been honestly a pleasure. There's been a lot of late days and nights. Sometimes I come home from a match and I'm sitting at my computer at 10 o'clock still looking over things and emailing scores, but I'm working with girls. I'd say 2/3 of the varsity girls I'm working with I had as students. So it's been so neat to be back with them again. I missed having them in the class. It's been a couple years, and the girls I didn't have in class, I feel like I have had them in class. So it's a really nice, tight-knit group. It's sort of like a family. They support each other. Just an amazing group of girls. I'm really looking forward to a full season with them, barring any changes, but They've been great. They've been great. They're well worth the work for sure.
Well, I wanted to thank you for taking the time to talk with me today. I know you're like on the go and always doing a lot of
Yeah, coming
things.
from practice and pictures, so yes, thank you.
Well, I'm going to sign off now. You have a great day and have a great weekend.
All right, you too. Thank you so much.
No problem. Take care.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye.